Welcome back. We're here to preview Sunday afternoon's Premier League London derby between QPR and Chelsea. That will start with QPR after 2 games in 4 days over the Easter weekend, and they came out with 4 points as well.
Yeah, it's a really good return, isn't it? Especially starting with the West Brom game, to go there. West Brom were in poor form, but to go there and win 4-1, you know, it's a match to win 4-1 on an away game, and win any game is really impressive. And I think QPR have not scored too many goals this season, especially not on the road. You know, it took them ages to win on the road. I think it was at Sunderland, wasn't it? They got their first win, and on the road that is. And to win 4-1, you know, Austin on the goal, Vargas had a good goal, and Zamora's was a lovely flick as well, wasn't it? And obviously Barton made it 4-1 later on, so it a bit more. I think 4-1 always sounds better than 3-1 in terms of, like, it just sounds a lot more, doesn't it? You know, it's only 1 goal, but to win that game 4-1 was very impressive. Almost, you know, went to Villa struggling on Tuesday night, and they won 3-2 with, you know, to the last 15 minutes. You know, they were exchanging goals, the two teams. You know, there's some poor defending on both sides. I think QPR went 1-0 up, didn't they? And then QPR were 2-1 up as well, weren't they? So difficult in terms of actually it was Villa 2-1, I think, wasn't it? And then QPR got the equaliser with Clinton Hill, and then Costin got the 3-2, and then Teke obviously got the goal to make it 3-3 late on. But 4 points from 2 games is away games is a really good return. Matty Phillips has been in really good form. I think in 2015 he's got a lot of assists. You know, last few games, 3 assists, I think, and 1 goal in his last 2 games over Easter. Austin's obviously on 17 league goals now, which is, you know, it's massive. I think only Costa and Harry Kane obviously have got more league goals in the season. But in a struggling team, that's really impressive. That's good going, and really good run of 4 points from that is really good, and obviously a big game here, but a lot of confidence.
Definitely. You mentioned Austin there. He's, like I say, only 2 goals behind those two. I think I saw it. You can still get him maybe at 50-1 to be the top scorer in the Premier League, which you think he's only 2 goals behind those two. And obviously Costa's injured. Kane maybe gone a bit off the boil, so that's maybe worth a punt. But yeah. Look at their those 4 points. They came obviously both away from home. We said how bad they were away from home, but it's their home form that's been letting them down recently. They've lost all 5 of their last home games in the league without winning 7, because they drew the 2 before that. They haven't won at Loftus Road since before Christmas, so it just shows that's where they were quite strong in the first half of the season. Obviously, all their points coming at home because they couldn't get anything away from home. But look at their last 5 games at home: lost 2-0, lost 1-0, and then their last 3 have all been 2-1 defeats to Arsenal, Spurs, Everton. I mean, their last 5 home games have been tough. It's United, Southampton, Arsenal, Spurs, Everton in their last 5. So they haven't been difficult games. Maybe you shouldn't pick up anything out of them, but the way they were playing at home before Christmas, you know, that they had that great game against City. You know, they didn't end up winning that, but it was a great draw, you know, in that game. But yeah, they certainly need to improve their home form. When you look at, you know, they're obviously still in the bottom 3. You know, they moved up to 18th. They've got better goal difference than Burnley with that point against Villa, so they're 2 points behind Hull, just above them. So they've certainly got a chance, but you feel that if they are going to get out of it, they need, because they've now sorted themselves out away from home, but their home form's completely gone off, so they need to try and balance it out a bit and certainly improve at Loftus Road.
Yeah, well, I think, like I said, the home form's obviously massive. This is a really tough game against Chelsea, because Chelsea have been the best team in the league this season, you know, very strong. But after this, they play West Ham at home. That's obviously West Ham got not much to play for, and West Ham have been struggling lately. That's another London derby, and they play Liverpool away, don't they? They've got City away to play at the end of the before the end of the season as well. So they've got some tough games. But I think last game of the season, you look at their away to Leicester last game of the season, you're thinking that could be massive. Leicester, let's say, are not a million miles away from getting out of trouble themselves if they could pick up some good results. And it's just so tight down there, isn't it? You've got teams battling away, sort of picking up points here and there, but I think it could be really tight. You know, you talk about goal difference, that might come down to goal difference, you know, and that'd be absolute gutting, wouldn't it, to go down on goal difference when you talk about QPR, the fact that they've scored 7 goals but conceded 4 goals in the last few games, so it balances itself out. But, you know, it's obviously a massive game, this one, and if they can win, then it will give them so much confidence for the run-in.
Yeah, I think given how good their Easter weekend was, 4 points, I think they might fancy themselves against Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea, they come into this, they've won their last 2 games over Hull and Stoke. Obviously, you'd expect them to win both of those. In all competitions, they're unbeaten in 12 games. They're looking pretty solid, but certainly the performances have been nowhere near as strong as they were at the start of the season, like nowhere near at all. The whole game, you know, there were some mistakes in that. The Courtois mistake, Hull pulled it back to 2, and, you know, Loic Remy's, you know, saved him in the last 2 games. He scored 2 winning goals. The one against Stoke, you know, it's all Hazard, isn't it? I mean, Asmir Begovic, awful throw, and then Hazard picks it up, and he's just so cool in those situations. He's not an overly selfish player, which you think someone of his quality, you think he might be, you know, sort of been brought up that way, where you want to do skills, you want to sort of take all the limelight for yourself, but he's always looking for other teammates. You know, he could have easily shot when he did, but he laid it into Remy, who then has the easiest of tapping. He's never going to miss that. Hazard obviously opening the scoring from the penalty spot. You know, he's so cool with those penalties, isn't he? I think the keepers, you think, how do they not sort of just wait for him? But the way he sort of just waits and waits, the keeper has to decide eventually, and he always sticks it the other way. He's so clever with those penalties, and standout player for them this year. Obviously, Charlie Adam with the goal, that was the highlight from that game. What a goal that was against Courtois. People potentially blaming Courtois for that. Obviously he made that, like I said, that bad mistake against Hull. But I think you have to just credit Adam. It was an amazing strike from 65 yards or whatever it was. So I don't even blame Courtois much for that. But another win for Chelsea. They still look pretty good, and quite a long way clear at the top, and they look good for the title. Yeah,
they certainly do. I think you mentioned Hazard. I think he will win Player of the Year this season, Marnie. I think he should as well. He's been fantastic. He's an absolutely exceptional player. And talking about with Chelsea on the table, 7 points clear of Arsenal. Arsenal obviously got a game in hand as well on Arsenal as well, or on the other teams like United and City. And they've been winning a lot of games, but they're falling over the line, aren't they? City were pushing them for so long, but City have bang out of that race now. Arsenal are the nearest challengers as it stands at the moment. But Arsenal got Burnley on Saturday night, so if Arsenal win that game, they go 4 points behind Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea would still have a couple of games in hand, so it would be a lot to ask of them to win. But they do play Arsenal, and they play United next week. You play Arsenal the week after, so if they end up getting beaten both those games, you can't imagine that they would throw it away. But if they did, that'd be quite incredible, really, if they didn't win the league the way they've been playing this season. But like I say, not lost in the league since New Year's Day when they lost that incredible 5-3 game to Spurs. So been in good form, only lost 2 of their 30 league games this season, which is impressive. So they deserve to be at the top, and they will win the league.
Yeah, I think it would have to go so badly wrong. If they lost this game, then it would give so much incentive for United and Arsenal, because, like you say, they play those 2 next, and they'll want to sort of both beat them, and it would be one of the worst collapses ever if Chelsea didn't win from here. And Costa's picked up a little injury. He's now going to miss, pulled up not long after coming on, so I think it was his hamstring done. So we're not quite sure the severity of that, but obviously that's a huge blow losing him. But the thing is, they do have Remy coming in, and he's come off the bench in the last 2, and he's scored important goals for them, so they should still be fine. And with the likes of Hazard, you still expect them to be too much for QPR here. What's your score prediction?
I think Chelsea win it. I think it's got 2-1 written all over it. I think QPR might take the lead in this game, but you can just see Chelsea coming back, and I think it will be 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, I think QPR could definitely get a goal in this game, but I think it will go to 2-1, then QPR will be pushing hard to get back in the game. I think Chelsea might just get a third, so I'm going to go 3-1. So both picking away wins in this one. Thanks for watching.